Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, this is Mark McLaughlin. Mark, I'll be on. Excuse me. I'll be on camera in just a minute.
Oh, no worries.
Just a second.
Good morning.
Hi, Gazra. Hi, Ross.
Good morning.
Yes.
I thought Michael had joined, but don't see him yet. Huh. It's weird. I get these emails like who's in, and then I get there and they're not there. Sometimes Zoom mystifies me. Yesterday I was in a room and somebody was in a different room and I was like, I don't know how that happened. I sent the invite, I followed my invite link and they went to somewhere else. So.
Oh, on Zoom to a completely different room? Wow.
Yeah, I have one account, right? It's like not like I have different accounts or anything like that. Actually, I do. I have an old account that that's associated with my personal email. Maybe that's why I got confused. Anyway, I'll have to look into that. Welcome, Michael. How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. All right, good to see everybody today. Welcome. All right, so today we are going to talk about vision, but before we move on to that, has anybody any updates or comments on their purpose statement or their passions or anything else like that? No? Okay. All right. Everybody know themselves so well then. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's get to something meaningful here. All right. Here we go. All right. So this is today's session is all about the values. And it's going to be a bunch of exercises today. So we get really, really clear on that. And then we're going to take these words and reintegrate them into the things that we've been doing before. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how you get to these values. So we're going to look at who you admire, what inspires you to take action, and how do you feel most like yourself. That's going to be the first 3 questions that I'm going to ask you. Then we're going to go and rank your core values, how they prioritize out. And there's going to be a little bit of a difficult exercise. I mean, you got to prioritize love, friendship, family, career, health in 1 to 10 order, whatever, how many there are here. Then we're going to write out a few things that we value on each of these core aspects of your life. And then we are going to rank, we're going to get into the corporate side, or not the corporate side, the business side, I should say, and figure out like how important these different types of values are. So we're going to assign a number from 1 to 5. And then we're going to find our top personal and professional values and work them back into what we've done so far. So we got a lot of work to do today. So we're going to dive right in and get your pens and papers out, or even better, a Word document or a Pages document, so you can have these electronically, you can move around quickly. And the first question we're going to answer is who you admire. And some of you who've done the mantra with me are going to recognize this exercise a little bit, so you can go back to that. I want you to think of 4 people, alive or dead, famous, friends, family, people you know, characters in a book, mythical characters, doesn't matter, but they have some aspect that you respect and admire, and they can be totally flawed in the rest of their life, but there's this one thing is like, wow, that's just amazing. And I want you to pick those things out and just write 2 or 3 of those characteristics or traits or abilities that person has, and figure out, why you value those kind of things. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to start with that. Any questions about what we're gonna go over today before we jump in?
Just a question on who you admire, because you said write 3 or 4 things about them. What if the things we write is basically the same for each person, like extremely similar?
Well, that means you really value those things, and that's not a bad thing. But see if you can't like broaden it just a little bit, and see like if you can get a breadth of things so you have more to choose from. Because my guess is that you have more than just a couple of values. So let's see if we can't flesh those out. Plus, we're going to be asking you other questions from different perspectives, like what inspires you to take action, and when do you feel most like yourself. So just don't worry about it too much. Just take a couple minutes and think through this real fast. All right, let's get going here. I want to hear what you guys came up with. Just quickly run through like what the, just take 30 seconds. Who's ready to go?
I can go.
All right, go with Michael.
I've had some work with that before already too.
Yep.
My mind immediately goes to like athletes, just because where I've been, a lot of my focus on, but that is, so like I said, Derek Jeter, just a leadership, confidence, and then a lot of family stuff. I admire the kind of idea of kind of going outside the box, being able to separate, because that's something I struggle with, just from like family and doing your own thing. So my cousin, who moved out from Ohio to Oregon, started his own company. He's running something he's got very passionate about, confident going forward. My brother Alex, who's put independent and focused, and then just like some creative stuff. I use Robin Williams as an example of just kind of authenticness and genuineness, and kind of being able to be yourself and have fun.
Great. So I hear leadership, confidence, passion, independence, focus, authenticity. Great. Cool. All right, Kaza, go.
Well, what Michael said, athletes are important, but I did not put one as mine, but that's, next time I will. I did parents, just because what they've just showed me from childhood on, like, to never give up, and if you want a better life, achieve it. And there's so many ways that you could achieve that life. Teaching values, giving great advice, always having one another, like having your kids back. Then I did my sister. She's always supportive, like, as coming from being a child from an immigrant parent, who, when you come to a new country, don't really have that much experience. She worked her butt off, went to a great university, landed great jobs. So she always supports me in, career wise. If I'm like going down like not the right path, she always like guides me. It's like, hold on, like you need to do this, that to get back into like the right direction. And then I did my uncle because he also moved to this country like 25 years ago with a family and started working like really low end jobs, but now is a managing position at an aviation engineering company and has a very successful life. So it's just the conversation. He's basically one of my closest, I would say, even a friend, because we live like 3-4 minutes away, but we're always talking on the phone for hours every day, just giving advice, just talking about life. So I have like very lucky to have a good supportive like friends and family that will always support me. So just support, advice. Yeah.
Great. I got tenacity in there, determination, friendship, a lot of other things too. Good. Ross, what do you got?
Not much actually. Thought about Jan Swartz, CEO of Princess Cruises. She's passionate. She strives for excellence. Some of her admirable qualities include that she's always thinking about the customer experience first in everything we do at the cruise lines. As far as behaviors, she's very collaborative. She's firm but fair, and very forward thinking.
All right. So you got collaboration, passion, forward thinking. Those are all great values. Okay. And keep your mind open for some more, because we'll be doing this more exercises here. So
Can we get these ahead of time?
Yeah.
I mean, because I just feel like I'd rather be better prepared than scramble for something
So
within
the idea here, Ross, is to give you the structure and you go do it afterwards. So
okay.
yeah. So this way, you know what to do and everything else, so you can take it offline. I know it's rushed. Trust me. There's only so much we get done in an hour. But so now you have all the structure. You've heard what other people. Oh yeah, they said that, and so I understand that. Then Mark said this and whatever. This is where you have the whole structure and you go off and get deeper into this. Because if I give it to you before and you go the wrong direction, you show up, you go, oh crap, I did all that work and it's not right. So anyway, I think it's good, to do this afterwards too. Cool.
Okay.
Mark, yeah.
All right. So I had some names you may recognize here. So Bob Iger, just always been really, impressed with what he's been able to do with his career, the innovation, the passion, taking advantage of the opportunities that were in front of him and just continually building from where he started. Kerry Combs, he was my high school football coach. He's now defensive coordinator for Ohio State. He's led by faith. He's committed. He's a leader of men, very passionate and very influential in my life at a certain time, but it's carried on throughout my life as well. Same thing with my grandfather, John McLaughlin, led by faith. He overcame a lot in life, a lot of challenges. Passing of his first wife, he raised 9 kids, remarried. Our family was, we're very fortunate to have been a part of it. Just best man I've ever known. And then lastly, I had Steve Jobs, but I already had Bob Iger on here. So I thought, you know what, this is not 30 brownie points, but Mark, you just your own story. So you saw that you wanted to make a change. You went after it. You made that change. You're helping others to figure out how to do that now. And it's just, it's impressive to see what you've done and how you're helping us out moving forward now too.
Cool. And to that note, I am changing again. I'm moving into gonna help people step out of the corporate world and help become entrepreneurs. I think that is my true passion anyway. Talk about that some other time. But thank you. All right, so we got innovation, passion, faith, commitment, helping others. A lot of good stuff here. Excellent. Thanks, Mark. All right, so let's keep moving quickly. I know it's fast, but again, it's going to be the structure. I just want to get stuff out on the paper, and then we can come back and refine it later. All right, so what inspires you to take action? So what you do kind of informs like what you're really interested in. So think of situations where you took a stand for something. Where your boundaries are, like the hills you're going to die on kind of thing. And think about what you feel really strongly about, things you speak or act on, things that you're willing to take risks on, and the results of your actions, what you've gained or lost from this. So just think through this for a few minutes and then we'll jump back in. You can look at the opposite of these things too, things that really piss you off. It might inform what you really want to take a stand on too. All right, anybody want to jump in with 3 or 4? Go for it, Kazu.
So the first one I put injustice.
Mm,
Just, someone weak or smaller being picked on for no reason, that really pulls my blood. And I just have to get in there and just, I don't know, do something. And the result of taking the action, sometimes you lose friendships over it. Sometimes people don't respect you for the decision you made to like do, because different views. The second one is success. If I know I can be successful in something, whether I have to risk it or not, but I'm confident in my abilities, then that's something that motivates me, just being successful. And then the last thing that you said, something that also pisses you off and stuff, being interrupted or others interrupting others, it's just a sign of just, values and respect. So yeah.
respect. Cool. Awesome. Good list. All right. Who else wants to jump in? Not going to make anybody do this one, but anybody want to share?
Yeah,
Okay.
happy to jump in.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little closer to the chest, I guess. So behavior and choices of my ex-wife led me to pursue full custody of my oldest daughter, which I did end up getting. It took a while to get to that point. I wanted to keep her involved, tried keeping her sticking with the schedule and just the actions that she was taking, the choices that she was making, and that eventually got me to a point where I said, okay, no more. She can't put my daughter in danger. And so I mentioned that because I took a lot and dealt with a lot before I finally came to that conclusion. But then ultimately, once I did make that call, pursued it until I was able to get what I thought was necessary. I really like that you mentioned injustice, Kazra. That's a big one too. And the people interrupting. It's just I'm with you. It just boils my blood when people do that. Same with people cutting you off or not saying thank you when you let them in while you're driving. Ambiguity. I started following the path of coming up with some answers there. So just the frustration and confusion that are oftentimes involved with that. Willing to risk time spent or reputation to try to clear that up a bit. And then this may be kind of a funny one, but a dirty kitchen, dirty dishes in the house. I've always, maybe this is from the military, always in the mindset of leave things the way you found it or better. And so, again, kind of feels like a bit disrespectful when people just leave a mess everywhere and expect that it will magically take care of itself. It's frustrating.
Cool. All right, Michael.
Yeah, I had trouble with one, an example type thing, but in general, more of when people are only looking at one side of the coin of an issue all the time, and that seems to be what things are now. It's either right or wrong, and whether I particularly feel that way or not, I try to look at the other side of the coin. So I always and just play devil's advocate a lot, just because I think that's it's a better way to go. But I think anytime you're talking up and whatever, you're risking what people think of you, relationships, your time. Sometimes you're going to get into a fight. Do you really want to take that? So I think that's more of what it is for me, is just kind of seeing that it's not necessarily just injustice. I mean, it's everything's so politically motivated now, but just the idea of, how you are looking at the world, and it should be more than black and white.
Great. Nice. Cool. Ross, you want to share anything?
No.
Okay. Not a problem. So I'll just give you mine real fast, just because this is I haven't really thought about this a lot, but some of it came to me I value freedom. Anybody who tries to take my freedom away, that's when you're gonna have a fight. Animal welfare. I see these pictures of animals being mistreated and everything else. I'm like, that gets me, because they're helpless creatures, and to help the less fortunate. Education, learning, and teaching. obviously, this is what I do. But I think if we were more educated as a society and individuals, there'd be a lot less war and fighting and everything else because we'd be a little bit smarter. And then creating more self-awareness. I hate when people are just unconscious and do stuff that like are just in their own best interest and don't care what anybody else is thinking you're doing. So yeah, those are my things. Just to help out. All right. So let's do when you feel most like yourself. So when you're in situations that allow you to be authentic and just really in flow, and you're totally in alignment, you're going to look and say, okay, what am I valuing at that point? And when you betray yourself and like go against your values, like when you feel out of flow, you realize that, oh, that's my value and I'm not living true to that, or you feel ashamed or alone or ostracized. And, you know, like, again, this is the opposite. So you're feeling like you're wrong in some way. And then think about like when you're in flow and everything else, who you're with, what's making you feel good. And then the opposite, what's making you feel triggered. And then what feels good emotionally, physically. And you can look at the opposite again of what is some things that are costing you physically and emotionally. So let's figure out what makes you feel in flow and what you're valuing in those moments. And again, you can look at the opposite as well. But give it like 30 seconds. I have a question for you guys. Which these three exercises was the easiest?
The first one.
People you admire, okay?
Yeah.
Second one, say Yash's. Third one is when you're feeling in flow. What about the rest of you guys? I don't know. All difficult.
The first one was the easiest. Yeah, this one's tough.
Yeah.
This one is the toughest. Yeah.
It's easy when to see that when somebody else, like, it's like you're just like looking at something and you're like, wow, I like that. And it's kind of like you see that in a person. It's like, oh yeah, I value that myself. When it turns back in and you have to like put yourself in situations and everything else becomes a little more muddled.
This was kind of my easiest, just like it was the one that was just a couple things. The first things just really came to mind was, you know, it's simple, but you know, where mine go, but like that's where my mind went.
Jump in, man.
Tell
Tell us what you got then.
Well, I'm sure it's similar for everyone, but you know, when you're feeling your best, most real, authentic, it's with, you know, your friends or your wife, family, relationships, where you do have that peace of mind. So for me, it's, you know, with my friends or something, golfing or something like that, where you're just
So if you went deeper on this and say, what do you experience there? Is it an emotional safety? Like, what is it that's going on that you feel?
I guess that's, I mean, because it goes back to what my other one is, but for me, it is that peace of mind. And it is feeling kind of real and accepted there without kind of a force of doing things.
Mhm.
Um,
You don't have to
where-
put on any airs. It's just like, I these people know who I am.
yeah. And it's not that kind of chasing something all the time. It is the time where I can be, what I'm happy with. And that goes back to my other ones is on the opposite side where I'm feeling kind of opposite. And that has been in my business, where I feel an outsider in a sense. My partners don't have the same work values. It's not something I've really enjoyed being in. So, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration in getting things done.
Yeah.
That at the end, of what I've realized recently is it's not really worth that to me. It's not making me feel benefited or fulfilled. It's
Right.
just doing it to get it done. And that's what needs to be done.
Cool. Good insights. Thank you. Anybody else want to jump in?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I have two, but the first one is sports, playing, watching, video games, anything that has to do with it. Because, I mean, I can say easily it's my happy spot.
Why? What's going on there?
Because, well, I'm gonna just go down to just playing it outside, whether it be soccer, beach volleyball, basketball, anything. You're outside, fresh air, you're running. When you're doing all of that, in my opinion, any stress, any problems you may be having, that all just goes away for that like hour, 30 minutes, however long you're out playing.
Yeah.
That's when you could like reset, or even watching it. It relaxes me because one, I love it. I pay attention to it, whether it be tactics, anything. I like my brain is working with it as well. So it allows me to think about something else and not focus on my problems for an hour or two.
Right.
And my second one going just like what Michael said, family. A movie night or just a night spending with family, because it's no stress, no judgment zone. You can trust one another. And you can feel relaxed. You can be yourself. And I would say friends too, but I would just say close friends, like friends that I've known for a long time. Like I know what they're like, they know what I'm like. We're not gonna piss one another off.
Yeah.
And one thing that on the other side of it that triggers me, is not knowing, being surprised or doing things on the fly. Like I need to know what we're going to do. I need to have plans. Like, it needs to be all planned out. I can't just do something on the fly.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Good. This reminds me of something else. Is like there's 4 ways that people experience the world, and we're 4 different types of people. I learned this from another program. Maybe I'll do a lesson on this sometime because it's really interesting. But you experience it physically, meaning you're moving in it. You like to move around and you can't sit still, kind of thing. And when you experience it emotionally, your surroundings, you're feeling stuff really deeply. Then you have the instinctual where you're sensing stuff through your 5 senses. And then you have the intellectual where you're like processing everything mentally in the world. So it's really interesting because it sounds like you're kind of more in that physical realm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
And just like you like to just be in motion kind of thing. And that's where you feel in your happy place.
Yeah.
But anyway, we could delve into that deeper at another time, but there's different types of people out there and you experience things different ways. So anybody else want to jump in here before we move on?
Yeah, sure. I'll throw in a few here. So just end of a good day with the family. The kids are fed, they're bathed, they're asleep, winding down with the wife. All feels right. When life is orderly at work and at home, when I'm helping settle disputes as a mediator, feel good in situations like that. When I come up with a good idea at work and we implement it and others get on board and we have good outcomes as a result. And enjoying activities with friends and family, sports, movies, stand-up comedy, reading, audiobooks, designing. That last one reminded me of the last session. Everyone was having trouble finding something that they love, but that they love, but that they suck at, I think was the tough one everyone had. And not to switch gears, but I had an idea there, and I mentioned the design. I love designing, love drawing, creating different ideas. Using the digital tools of today to be able to do it, though, I suck at that. I mean, I need to learn a lot about that if I were to actually put that into any type of career.
Cool. All right. Any other observations here? All right, let's keep moving then. We have, this is, I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to do this. I want you to take everything on the left-hand side here: money, marriage, freedom, health, career, material things, religion, love, friends, family, education, and see if you can't rank order them best you can. It's gonna be a little bit tough. Like, go out there and see if you can't find number one, like, from this list, and say, you know, this is more important than anything else to me. Trust me, I know they're all probably equally important. So look at it this way: if you could only have one and everything else get blown away, which one would that be? And then lock it in a number one. And then do that from the sub list that you have left. If you can only have one of these and everything else just goes away, what would it be? And then just work your way through it that way. And do the best you can. I know some would be tied and everything else, but we just want to have kind of a general prioritization. So ready, set, go. Give it about 30 more seconds. Lock these choices in. All right, anyone want to be bold? Tell you your top ones are.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Are we just sharing the top one?
However many you want to do.
I'll do top 6, I guess. I did health for number 1, family for 2, career for 3, friends for 4, religion for 5, and money for 6.
Cool.
And I'm happy to go.
Yeah.
I did this based looking at religion as if that is organized religion. If it's faith, I rank those extremely differently. So if it is organized religion, I went 1 family, 2 marriage, 3 love, 4 freedom, 5 health, 6 education, 7 friends, 8 money, 9 career, 10 material things, 11 organized religion. If it is faith,
Yeah, I
Sorry.
get that one. Yeah, I changed it to spirituality because organized religion means nothing to me. So yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So if it is faith, we'll say that I put that number one.
And what was
and
2 and
then
3 for you?
then family, marriage, love.
Family, marriage, love. Got it. Cool. Awesome. All right, Michael, go for it, man.
Went kind of the big ones that are there with you is marriage, family, friends, love. I had health, money, freedom, career, education, material things, and religion. Kind of looking at it the same way Mark did. So, but I think with the, like, for me at least, I was looking down and it's kind of like, I guess in ranking them, I was like, what can't you have without the other? So like, you know, money in a sense does give you the ability to have some freedoms. So, you know, I
And
rank
material
those
things.
over freedom, you know,
Yeah.
there's, you know, and then that freedom and stuff, you know, is the career to me is like, you know, that's important to have that freedom to be able to do things in life and explore. So sometimes you need that career to work around that.
Remember those 4 types of people? You sound like an intellectual.
Yeah.
You're like managing everything intellectually.
Yeah.
Cool. Ross, I need to know your top 3. Come on.
I did friends, family, career, education, money, material things, freedom, health, love, marriage, religion.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, this is helpful. All right. And I just tell you, I prioritize health number 1 because I lost it for a while and I realized that nothing else mattered. If you don't have that, and you're in the hospital on your deathbed, nothing else really matters. So that was number 1 for me. So just thought I'd share that. And then, okay, let's do for each of these. Now that you have your list, just list out a couple of values for each of these if you can, just 1 or 2. And we can come back later and fill this out more thoroughly. But like with regard to money, what do you value? Marriage, what do you value? The best you can. If you can't come up with anything, think about it later and see what you can fill in for each of these.
When you say value, are we saying, you know, kind of like the benefit to us or what we, not a benefit necessarily, but like why it's important?
Yeah. So try to think of singular words like with money. Let's take this one as an example. What do you value about it? And you said it can value freedom. I value that it enables freedom. It now enables me to live the life I want. Stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, marriage could be like going deep, you know, sharing, having somebody to rely on. No, should I do like a word association on finding like religion, connection, career, finance, collaboration, material things, fun, you know, like what would you
Yeah.
say? What's the first thing that kind of pops in your mind?
Yeah.
Give it another minute. All right, gents, let's do just run down your list and say like money blank, marriage blank, fairy blank, and just like give your top one. Go ahead, Michael. You got it. You're the man.
So I went, I did it much like the word association type thing. So marriage, I got trust, family, security, friends is the shared history. So I'm just kind of this a background, love, connection, health, safety, money, freedom, peace of mind. Careers had fulfillment and structure. Education is understanding, material things, entertainment, and then religion, faith.
Great. Love
There
it.
you go.
Go, Kaja.
For health, I put if bad health and you lose yourself and family, which then eliminates half of the list for me. Family, support system, career, being happy, enjoying it, friends, experiences, laughs, religion, God, what I was raised on. I'm not really a big religious guy, so I was just raised on it, what I was raised with. Money, happiness, financial freedom, breathing, love, happiest feeling, question mark, marriage, life partner, education, experiences, material things, priceless things, and showing off to me.
Great. Good ones. Mark, Ross, anybody?
Yeah, I can go. So money, ability, it provides to do what you want to do. Marriage, companionship, support, freedom, similar to money. And then it provides you the ability to do what you want to do. Health, also similar to money and freedom. Nothing else much matters without it. Career, sense of fulfillment, creative outlet, source of pride, provider of many of the items on this list, including health, mental health, material things, enjoyment, religion or faith, center line, compass, salvation, love, similar to health, a sense of security and a top priority. Friends are critical to keeping things together. Family is why I do what I do. And education is an enabler of most of the items on this list.
Makes sense. Very logical. Cool. Ross.
Money for me was ability to feel safe and travel. Marriage is not important to me, so I don't have anything for there. Freedom, speaking my mind and being able to travel freely. Health, if I'm healthy, I can still work and travel. Career, careers define me, even though it shouldn't. So, I mean, career is really what can make me happy. Material things, comfort and surrounding myself with comfort and beauty. Religion is not important to me, so I don't have anything for that. friends, support systems I can rely on, provide companionship and shared experiences, family, support and love, and education leads to better career choices.
Awesome, man. All right, since you said career can make you happy, let's go actually deep dive into career next. So since this is career coaching, we're gonna spend a little extra time on this one. And we're gonna rate everything 1 to 5. 1 being top, number 1, extremely important, 2 very important, 3 important. So 3 is your average line, 4 not very important, and 5 don't really care, right? And we're gonna do this for 32 different aspects. I'm gonna read them out, and you can guys just give it a number on your paper right now. Just write down like help others at 1 or 3 or whatever else like that, and we'll describe it. And if you have any questions about that particular aspect, we will discuss it really fast before you can rate it, and we'll just run through these. At the end, you're going to have a list of what's really important. You're going to find out what all your ones are. All right, so let's start. And there's 3 slides of these, so we're going to run through these kind of popcorn like, and then at the end, we're going to kind of figure out what the top ones are. All right, so helping others, being involved in helping other people in a direct way, whether individually or in small groups. 1 being highest, 5 being lowest. Give it a number. Public contacts, having a lot of day-to-day contact with people, whether it's office mates, clients, customers, vendors, friends, family, whatever else like that. But again, let's think in terms of career. Let's take the friends and family out of that, and it's just professional contact. 1 to 5. 1 being high, 3 being mid, 5 being low.
Is that a Zoom call or in person, Mark?
Oh, good one. Let's just say in person.
Okay.
We actually went back to normal. All right, working with others, having close working relationships with a group, working as a team towards common goals. So it's like the collaboration part. I should write this down. So, friendships, developing close personal relationships with people, resulting from work activities. So it's not just outside, it's like friendships in the work environment. Competition, engage in activities that pit your abilities against others, where there's clear win or lose outcomes. So you like to be competitive.
Does it have to be an outcome? That changes things.
They're win or lose outcomes. No, take it away. Just
Okay.
take that one out. Say you pit your abilities against someone else. And it could be just to be better or to, make yourself better. All right, making decisions, having the power to decide the course of actions policies. In other words, you're not just a yes person. You have to actually think things through and come to a decision. How important so that in your career is that? Working well under pressure, situations where time pressure is prevalent. The quality of your work is judged critically by supervisors, customers, or others. So you like pressure, it helps you get things done. Good for procrastinators, I guess. All right, influential. You're being able to influence people, change attitudes, opinions of others. Autonomy. How much autonomy do you like? Do we do stuff by yourself without significant amounts of contact with others? So this is kind of the opposite of number 2 and 3. You're kind of like heads down, you do it yourself, you rely on yourself, and you're autonomous.
Was it 1 to 5 or 1 to 6?
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
5 being most important. 1 being most important, 5 being least important or not important at all.
Got it.
10, knowledge. You engage in pursuit of knowledge, truth, and understanding. Knowledge is important to you. Knowing things. Intellectual status. Gotta hold that one. So you're regarded and highly regarded of a person of high intellect, of prowess. You're acknowledged as an expert in your field. Is it important that you get acknowledgement? All right, creativity. This is no big one for you, Michael. Engage in creative works, creating new ideas, programs, organizational structure, anything else without following format previously developed by others. Greenfield stuff, self-expression, come up with new ideas. Or you're more structured. You like working within a structure and being told what you have to do and go doing it. There's nothing wrong with that either. Aesthetics. Be involved in studying or appreciating the beauty of things, ideas, etc. So you're really into the presentation aspect, colors, spatial awareness, things that has to do with aesthetics. Number 14, supervision. Have a job where you are responsible for the work done by others. You want to lead. You want to be the boss, kind of. You know, you're actually supervising and giving the instruction. Or is it cool that you're just a team member? You don't have all that pressure. You don't have to do performance reviews and all other crap. That would be the opposite. Change and variety. So you have the responsibility and the changing content setting. So there is always something, a new aspect to your work. Or do you like, you know, just perfecting what you do to the nth level? Like, so change of variety, you're doing something new all the time. You may not become the subject matter expert, but at least you're doing something different. Precision. All right. Work on situations where there's very little tolerance for error. So you're just a master, you know, German engineering. Everything's got to work, or somebody could die working on a space shuttle or something else like that. And you're highly responsible for these things. Okay. Stability, having a work routine or job duties that are predictable and not likely to change over extended period of time. Do you like predictability? You know what the situation is going to be like. You're going to go in, you know it's stable, and you don't have to worry about the changeable aspect of it. Security. So you're going to be sure of keeping your job, your insurance, your benefits, reasonable financial reward. You don't have to worry about that. Don't be an entrepreneur if you want this. Fast pace, work in circumstances where the high pace of activity work must be done rapidly. So you're moving quickly. It's not precise, but it's quick. Get stuff done. All right, number 20, recognition. So you're recognized for the quality of your work in a visible, a public way. So you're getting recognized. You're in the spotlight, and you're being seen and acknowledged and praised, hopefully. All right, adventure. Having work days involve risk taking. There could be some danger involved here, whether it's reputational or physical or anything else. This is adventure. All right, profit and gain have a strong likelihood of accumulating substantial amounts of money. So you're doing it for the money. You know, that's why I'm here at this career. It's like, you know, I want to save enough money so I can retire early, or start my own thing, or be able to provide for others. Independence. So like autonomy, you're able to determine the nature of your own work. So instead of working alone, you get to decide what you're working on without significant direction. Nobody's telling you what you have to work on. You are deciding it yourself. What do you like? More direction. Like this way, you feel a little more structured. All right, moral fulfillment, feeling that your work is a greater good. You're kind of setting high moral standards where you are just doing something that is elevated, right? And you feel it's very important. Flexible schedule, all right? You know, remote work, coming in when you want, leaving when you want, and working according to your own time. No specific work hours are required. What do you like? 9 to 5. I know when I'm done, and I'm not going to bring my work home and work after hours on it. It's like, just that's that, and I'm here, or work all times of the day and weekend and all that other stuff. Okay, location. You are able to choose where you work. That's been a big one over COVID. Everybody gets to choose now where they want to live. I moved to Boulder because I realized that I didn't have to stay in LA anymore. Status. Have the position that is considered highly ranked. So you have a title. You're the VP, SVP, EVP, C something, C-suite. Status is important. Travel. You have a job that has movement involved, mobility. You're going to go out on the road. You're going to be in the field, moving around. Free time. So what you're doing allows you, it's kind of like with flex time, allows you to have the free time that you want, to pursue other activities. You want a job that is a little bit more open, and you have more control of your schedule. Advancements, this is career growth. So you have opportunities for advancement and promotion, right? That's important. You're always leveling up and becoming bigger, better, faster, stronger. All right, self-development, you have the opportunities to advance your specific skills and abilities. There's training, there is knowledge gain. It's not just title and promotion, all that stuff. This is you're actually advancing your skills and becoming better. How important that is that to you. And then you want a job that you enjoy. I don't know why anybody would, this is number one, but it gives you pleasure. But maybe you'd be willing to say, give this a lower number if it doesn't matter, as long as you make lots of money. That's more important. So make it relative to the other ones. All right, so last part of the exercise, I want you to go through and kind of like circle the things that you put as number ones for your professional. Go back to your list of personal stuff and see if you can't circle it up. This might take a little more time, so we won't do this right now, but next time, come up with what do you got, your first 5 personal, first 5 professional, okay? And so we'll start the next call on that, because I want you to think through these things, because these are going to be your top 5 values for each. So give it a little bit of extra time, because we only have a couple minutes now. And then I want you to revisit your purpose statement and your passions as well with your identified values. Are they all in alignment? Do you need to update your purpose statement with some of the words that came out of this? So now, after we do that, we're going to go into your vision. So, okay, what is your vision? What do you want to do, be, and have, right? And some of you guys have worked on this before. We're going to go deeper in this and say, okay, knowing what my purpose is and what my passions are, what I value, this is what I want to be in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, what I want to be doing, having, and being that I am not today. And then after that, we'll go into your goals based on your vision. And then we can deep dive further into your career after that. Questions on this stuff, guys?
1.
Yes.
If you could go back to slide 33, I think.
32?
33. For the personal and professional goals.
It's slide 33. I think you meant the number.
Slide, yeah. So for the professional, we go circle the ones, the 1 through 32 that we just did.
Yeah.
For the personal, I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, so circle the number ones and like your top 5 are. And if you have like 10 number ones, which are the 5 that are just more important than the other ones?
What about the personal one? You said you go back to which exercise for the personal one?
Oh, all of these exercises. So what we began with was mostly personal. Who do you admire?
Okay.
Inspires you to take action. So the first half was all like personal stuff. And you could go back into these, your priorities, the aspect of life. Pick from that list. Well, go through it again, make sure it's complete. And then, circle the ones that are like just the top 5. And again, what's number 1? If you could only have one thing, what would it be? That's your number 1. Then go back to your sub list again and say, if I can only have one thing from this, that's it, number 2, and you lock it in.
Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions, guys? Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and participation today. It's really useful. I'll send you the presentation, this video. You need to go back in, and then we'll see you next week. We're taking Thursday off for those of you guys doing the branding stuff, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Smart.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.